It's December 1st, which for most people they consider that winter. And it can be admittedly pretty cold out here beginning of December, but not this year. It actually got up to, according to my thermometer, a high of 52. Stormy's eating, and you can see Licorice and Misty are both waiting, hoping that he's going to leave him something. And horrors of horrors, they're naked. They'd had blankets on earlier this morning, and I started to get hot, so I checked the forecast, realized how warm it was going to be, and pulled the blankets. Now, I know there's people out there that gets to be a certain time of year and it gets cold, they throw the blankets on the horses, and the blankets stay on the horses until it starts getting really warm out and the horses are pretty much shut out. I don't do that. I don't feel it's right to the horses. I know I don't want to have a coat on if it gets hot out. It could actually get up in the 60s tomorrow. So why would they need a blanket on? And even we've had one Christmas, I was ready to pull out my shorts. So imagine if you had to wear a coat in weather like that. So, like I said, I pulled the blankets. The question then becomes, when the blankets aren't on the horses at this time of year, what do I do with them? Now, I do have bins that I do put the blankets in, that I keep them in for this once the weather warms up and I'm not putting the blankets on them. But the problem is, at this time of year, I just pull them off and put them on, and there is a possibility that the blankets could be a bit damp. And if they're damp, they're going to start getting moldy. I don't really want that. And so what I do with the blankets is simple. I put them on the gates that I use in the run-in to make this area into stalls. And hi, Fat. So normally I would have been having the blue blanket over there, but that's Stormy's blanket. It's a hair bigger than the red blanket, which is Licorice's. And Licorice is so fat that her blanket was just barely fitting her, so I swapped them out. And I had the blankets hanging in such a way that it's easy to get them off and on. Stormy, his blanket would be going from the other side. The straps open from that side. Misty's, this side. And I have it so that the breast strap, or chest strap, whatever you want to call it, is around this metal part here, keeps the blanket in place, and with the straps hooked in place, they're not dragging on the ground. Now, one thing that I did have a problem with was in the leg straps. The leg straps were dragging on the ground, and I tried various ways to get them up and didn't really have good luck. Then I came up with an idea. I put a little screw eye in next to where the blankets hang, and it's just big enough that I can put the two leg straps on. I run the elastic to make it so that the elastic is as short as it can be, so it's not dragging on the ground, and voila, I had the straps out of the way. Now, admittedly, it can be a little bit of a nuisance when I go to put the gates in place, because move, brat. It can be hard to get to the snap, but it's just a minor inconvenience, and it's not really that bad. So, if it gets cold again, the blanket's all ready to go on the horses. I don't have to pull them out, and I just throw them on the horses. And actually having these gates here like this comes in quite handy when I wash the blankets. This is also where I dry them. I waterproof them, I put them on here. They're not in my way, the horses aren't messing with them, and it works quite well for me. So, I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe got some ideas, and I'll talk at you later.